Okay, this is the Venator with the LightMyBricks light kit, as well as a few additional lights added on for the famous Hangerbay mod. Now it seems like it's really bright here, but in actual person with probably a better camera you could see that it's a little bit less intense. I really like the way it came out here. See it from the other side there a little bit. Basically having to wire up 12 additional lights, one for each of the little hanger bays. I have them hooked up onto the regular circuit, not the dimmer board, and I just have the lights facing that way for this side and then facing this direction for the ones on this side, and that keeps the light at a low enough intensity to where it doesn't really interfere too much when the hanger bay doors are closed. So as an example here, when I close it, when you're directly above it, you can see a little bit of a shine, which is what I wanted to try to avoid having too much of when the hanger bay doors were closed. But the moment you go to like this angle, it's pretty subtle. You can possibly see where it's a little bit of lights coming through. I'm going to see if I can try to get that to be worked out later on. But by the time you sit down or you're facing farther away from it, the light's completely gone. It's completely hidden, which is pretty nice. Some of the other modifications I made is that the actual little gunships, I added a whole lot more detail to it, to where they have like the actual boosters at the top. They're a little bit larger. I would say they're about 2 times the size of the regular scale that they're supposed to be. And I also put the hanger bay on this side of the Venator because, well, that's how I have it displayed, and it looks a lot more interesting compared to the other side. If I had it my way, I'd probably have this hanger bay just on both sides because the closed hanger bay just looks lame as hell. I also have the Anakin and Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighters. With my LightMyBricks kit, they did come with 2 extra light blue bit lights. That seems to have been an error on their part. I don't think they're going to continue to do that. But if you want to make these little fighters and include the little guys on here, they look very nice. I recently just had to move them from this side of the Venator over to this side, so I haven't bothered to try to hide the cables all that much, but you can definitely take up these plates, wrap it underneath there, and make it really close. And there's definitely a way to hide those a bit more. I'm just not doing that yet. I know some people were asking about the flicker board for these engines to make kind of like have a pulsing light. I unfortunately didn't have enough connecting cables to have those connected at the same time as the hanger bay lights. But I did test them, and I gotta say they weren't as good as I was hoping for, because at least the LightMyBricks flicker board, it will flicker for a little bit and then it will just stop, like completely, for like a half second where it's just darkness, and then it will start flickering again. And since it has that huge delay, it just made the entire thing worthless, in my humble opinion. This isn't really related to the Venator, but we got the 2002 Star Destroyer across, and we got that new invisible hand, kind of having it free floating off, so it can kind of be somewhat close to the Venator. Obviously not in scale. We like to assume it's just really far away and just kind of like make our imagine think about it. But with the Star Destroyer, we also have these little TIE fighters that I got. I kind of had it inspired a little bit from the 2019 version of the Star Destroyer, with their little miniature nanoscale fighters. But these guys are basically just that, you know, multi-faced brick with 2 jumper plates on either side and red stud in the back and a dark brown tile in the front, and it gets the job done. It looks really good. I really like how it turned out. But yeah, that is to my knowledge, the first video of a hanger bay mod Venator with lights installed. Let's get one more look at that. Just bring that out here. There we go. And yeah, it really does just look really good. Eventually, once the rest of my parts for my proper ARC 170s come in, these are just kind of placeholders. They don't look very accurate. But once I get all those guys and some V-wings, we're gonna have it set up with some transparent stuff and have it look like it's all coming out of the hanger bay, just like they do in the Clone Wars. It's gonna look pretty lit. You'll also notice that we also have the tile replacements from Minifigs for You. I think it was like $30 to get these printed, as well as the stickers back here printed. And Rex also has his little kilt and some upgraded blasters. So that looks great. So yeah, have a good one, y'all.